Hello, everybody. This is Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations, and I'm doing a private live session as part of our hashtag Time for Art, Art Doll or Doll Hop with the Mary Altier, where the actual live hop will occur on Friday, August 13th, and it will start in the morning. And then we take a break midday, and then we continue in the evening. And I am an evening participant, but you will not want to miss everybody that's going to be involved with this hop. It's going to be awesome. So we have to choose a doll that we're going to make. I did this little creature with Barb Owen several months back, and I love it so much. I put it in a frame that it's thrifted frame, but I keep this on my table because I just think she's so quirky and she's got such an attitude. I love her. So I'm thinking, let's turn her into something more three-dimensional that I can maybe put in my hutch, or if I get her sized right, I might get her one of those doll cloches. But we'll see what I manage. So I went ahead and I have started my work on her skeleton, basically. And I'll just tell you what I've done so far. I'm going to move the picture out of our way because we need room to work. So that is my idea. And I'm going to just do a little bit of the process in this video. And it's probably good that I've got so much done. But for her head and body, I just used aluminum foil. And I'm just going to show you what I did because I've already created her head and her body. But I created her head like this. And I just made a ball. And then I pushed on it on the table, kind of flattened it out. And if you push on the table, you can kind of get the sharp, pointy bits in. And you just have to take your time and work it. And then you can roll it around and get it ball shaped. And then she needs a beak. So I pinched a section out. And if you get it too tight before you've pinched your section out, just get your jewelry pliers out. And you can just pinch on the foil. This is just an example. I've already done her beak up, but I'm using the flat jewelry pliers. And see, that makes like a little beak there. And then I made a little section to create almost a neck that went in between. And then I made a bigger ball that made her head. And I'll show you here what I've got done so far. And here's what I have so far. I did put a hole in the bottom so that if I need to give her some support, I can insert a wooden dowel in the bottom and then put her on a stand. Now, between her head, through the neck portion and into the body, I just took some of this real thick, easily folded floral wire, and I just took a little short piece and I put part of it up in the head with E6000, went down through the neck piece with E6000 into the hole and down through, and then I put some E6000 on the end of it and push that into the body section. So that's what we got going on here. Then I put another piece of foil around the body section and some of the neck. You're not going to see any of this foil by the time I'm done. This is just one step. All right, now to create her legs, I'm using the floral wire again. So let me put her. Right now, I've just got a super tip marker kind of holding her up. But that's what I have so far. And I need to create another leg. I've created one leg, which is like this. And my little hen has high heels on. So I've made kind of a high heel shape and then a leg. And then this little piece acts almost like a saddle and goes up over her body. So let me get this back on here. And this stuff is easy to bend. And I've kind of pushed with different, I used this little thing and I just made a spot where I wanted, where her foot is fed through this little saddle-like thing. And then around the top. And I'm going to make another foot. Let's see if I can get in view. And I'll bend this up and make a little place to attach the leg like I did on this side. But we need to create this leg. Or one as close as I can get it, because you know it's probably not going to be perfect. The fact that it wiggles around is not a problem right now. I just want to get this on here, and I'm just going to set her over into the pencil holder again, and let's make her another leg and see if we can get it attached to her body, and then I'll quickly show you the next step of the process. We're not going to do the whole body today. I'm going to do one more process video that I have to do outside because I'm going to use plaster of Paris. And I might need her leg over here as an example. Let me just get her little saddle piece and her leg so I can see. But I'm going to use plaster of Paris and strips of fabric. But I'm going to do it outside on the porch. So I'll do one video out on the porch with lots of newspaper down. And I'll show you what will happen then. But we've got to do something else between this and the plastic. I kind of bent this. And I pulled out my jewelry pliers. And I'm just utilizing them. And I wanted... the tip has to come all the way together, but I don't want the whole thing to fold flat. So just squeeze just the tip. And it does close up on you. And you just have to work it, just like you had to work the other. And I'm just stretching the sides out a little bit. Because if you think about a chicken's foot, there's no way she'd pinch them all into real narrow. Let me look and see what I've got here. That's almost the same. All right. And then the top portion here stays up high, but the bottom portion we need to bend. So let me cut some wire off from here so we don't have so much jumping all around. If I cut off too much, I'm not worried about it. I've had this wire in my stash for years, not a problem. So I'm going to hold this up here, and I'm just going to start maneuvering this thing. Let's see, pull it down and then bend her toe back up. Pinch your toe back together tight down at the bottom. And just keep playing around until you get the shape you want. All right. We need to bring it in a little bit up here. I want to leave a little bit of space. That's pretty close. All right. Let's see. I came around. All right. Let's see if we grab this here. And I'll bend this around. And you just manipulate the wire And then I need to come down. I think her foot's too big. Let me see. Let me see how I'm doing. Her little saddle thing that I put on it is in my way a little bit. All right, let's see, how close am I? All right, this foot is too long here. I'm going to try to pull this wire this way. Pull my little circle bit a little bit. Don't be afraid to manipulate the wire, and I can cut a little bit off. And I might have cut too much, but we're going to go with it. I need this wire here to bend down to give her a high heel now. Get that other foot back up off the floor here in just a minute. All right, let me see. How close am I? Remember, all of this can be manipulated. Get it over here. I did make it a little bit smaller than I wanted to. So maybe if I bring that up, there we go. All right, and we'll go straight down. And then we need to see how long's her heel. So we need to bend it right about there. All right. And then I'm going to squeeze this here. So you just keep working with it until you get about the same shape as you previously made, which I think that's pretty good. All right, then we're going to come up here and we're going to make a loop right about here. And I just chose the fattest part on my jewelry wire, on my needle nose pliers, and then I just started wrapping it around the leg. All the way back down to the foot. And then cut it off. Let's see here. We can get this to bend around one more time. Just try and try and try all your tools until you get one that works the way you want it to. I'm not saying a particular tool is the right one for any part of this, because I'm doing it all trial and error. See, now her foot's gotten all kind of wonky, but you know what? As long as you don't bend it a whole lot, back and forth, you can manipulate this. And see, that needs to be cut off. It's too far down. So I just pulled it free of that, and we'll just trim it again. This is really soft wire. I'm thinking it's aluminum. All right. So now I've got my chicken's leg here. I'm making chicken legs. Y'all didn't know that. On that. Oh, this one side's not cooperating with the other side because I had to trim it tight. Just keep grabbing your different tools and trying something and move it. And if that doesn't work, try a different tool until you get the wire the way you want it. I think that'll be all right. That kind of looks like a high heel shoe there. And then let's see how close we are. She's a chicken for anyway. All right, I see. I need to squeeze the loop tighter. All right. And now the fun part, getting this back on my chicken. And we need to figure out where that loop needs to be. I think that's a pretty good match. They're the same height and all. They're about the same height. And she's just an art doll. She's not going to be one that's played with. Remember, art dolls are things that aren't played with. Let's see. It would be nice if I had a way. Let me get a glass or a cup that I can set her in where I can manipulate around real quick. All right. So Greg's got these little glasses like this. I can take her off there and set her on here. I was kind of hoping it would give me enough room to have her legs where I need them. All right. So I'm thinking, get my needle nose pliers back over here and bend me a loop. Let's see here. Right about there. We'll set her right there. Don't worry about her foil coming loose either, because we're going to fix all that. Remember, grab your different pliers. Right now, I just need a loop. Well, when I put her leg on, I got to make sure it's facing the right direction. So let's see, she's foot's here, and this foot needs to face the same way. All right. Then we'll pinch this up tighter. Let's see here. If I hold, oh, I'm not even in screen. I'm sorry. So I made a loop on the little like saddle part, and I put my leg on and made sure they were both facing forward. And now I'm gonna see if I can grab this with two different pairs of pliers. So there's this one. Ow! I got my fingers. All right, let's try again. So there's that. Here's another pair of bent nose. I don't know if that's what they're actually called, but it sounds good. All right. So now I've got my two legs. Do, 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 do. Okay. It looks kind of funny like that, doesn't it? Do, 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 do. All right, let's quit playing with the legs. Put them back on the chicken. And now we just got to figure out where they're supposed to live here. This one needs to come forward and flatten out at the bottom. All right, so there's my chicken. All right, now to hold them in place where I want them to be, I'm going to use masking tape. Okay. I wish I had a third hand or something. Let's see. Can you sit on your butt like this? Oh, don't look. She's using the potty. All right. Oh, that's so funny. I wish I could thought about that. I could make her sitting on something, but I'm just going to use some masking tape. And what I'm going to do with the masking tape is I'm going to pull off little pieces and I'm going to cover the entire thing with masking tape because the plaster of Paris will stick better to the masking tape than it will to the aluminum foil. Plus, the masking tape will give strength to my legs so they won't fall off and all. So just put little piece after little piece after little piece until the whole thing is covered in masking tape. And it's looking like you probably have to work it as well. All right, so I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to put something on and I'm going to just sit here and continue the masking tape until I get her entirely covered with masking tape. I may leave her legs a little bit movable until I can get a platform made for her. But her legs will be static. They will be in place in her little stance that she's got here. And I'm going to make her a very fancy coat. So after she gets the masking tape treatment, we'll come back and she'll get the plaster treatment. And then I've got to go on from there. So I've got several process videos ahead of me. So thanks for watching, everybody. And remember to mark your calendar for August 13th to see the result of my snooty bird.